Hello everybody, this is the Tech Wiper, and welcome to the fifth part, not the fifth part, something part of it, Turnabout Substitution, and last time, we questioned Mike Meekins, and all that stuff. And now this time, we're gonna catch Shano Fisher in his tracks. Let's do this. I got a copy of it for my records. Court is now back in session. Mrs. Poole, is your witness ready? Naturally. Then let's bring him out there. Oh, it's still Mike Meekins. Well, why is it Mike Meekins again, honestly? Alright. Time for his testimony. Let's see what he's gonna say. And I left the victim myself. Only Erlenmeyer, Chambers, and Fisher were there, sir. Bam! Oh no, now I'm gonna get demoted to a bailiff. Again, ma'am! Between Chambers and Fisher, the culprit must be the former. Not only do the fingerprints on the murder weapon and blood on the rope print point to him, but I also have evidence proving Fisher isn't the killer. First, the mistrust means the murderer is inexperienced with shooting. But more importantly, why would Fisher use Chambers' gun instead of his own? That's why there is no doubt Chambers was the true perpetrator of this crime, ma'am. There is more of a deduction than the witness's account. Edgeworth, is that you? No matter. You may begin your cross-examination. Alright. Since I have no idea what to do here, I'm just gonna press the heck out of him. We don't know the time of death, since we don't have Erlenmeyer's body. Therefore, we do not know how long after he left the cell the crime took place. Huh? But, that was quick.
Objection.
Never mind. Hey, we know from Mr. Fisher's testimony that the gun was first shot soon after the witness left. I believe we can infer that the second gunshot and murder took place immediately after the first. Thus, we know that the murder took place shortly after the witness left. Mr. Meekins, please tell Mr. Justice what that means. Between Chambers and Fisher, Yeah, I already used that. But Fisher lied in his testimony. That's pretty incriminating, don't you think? Well, he tried to streamline the trial, not to save his skin. Besides, the evidence still points to the defendant. Please continue. Oh, now I remember what happened last time. Fisher testimonized last time, and things got extremely confusing. Thanks, Fisher. Press Z. Don't know why part of the bench is by the witness stand, but okay. But the fingerprints got on the murder weapon while he was holding the gun before the murder occurred.
Objection.
Yes, his fingerprints definitely got on the murder weapon before the murder occurred. But that doesn't mean he didn't fire the gun. Exactly! The fingerprints don't prove he fired the gun, so he might not have fired the gun. You're repeating yourself. You just can't confront the new information in his testimony. Please continue. What new information? You're the one repeating yourself. Okay. When you say I, you mean Miss Poole, right? What? If I would have to say that the evidence of, or that she has the evidence, I would have to say the latter, sir. Well, we might as well have her. Wow, I made my Meekins sound like an 8-year-old just reading a script ever so blandly. Well, Well, we might as well have her take the stand. This is witness's own deduction. Even if I did guide him through it a little. Just carry on with the testimony. First, a mistrust means the murderer is inexperienced with shooting. I think he said that last episode, or 2 episodes ago. I'm not sure. How do you know Fisher is so much more experienced than Chambers? Well, he used to be a cop, so he had experience with guns, see there. Also, prison guards who receive training in the issued firearms, sir. And the defendant's convinced to say that he had never handled a gun before the murder. Well, how do you know that the first shot was an accident? Maybe Fisher missed it on purpose, so it won't look like it was him. Oh please, are you trying to turn a high school dropout who can't even give a coherent testimony into a criminal mastermind? He doesn't even have a motive or opportunity. Witness, continue the testimony. Well, is he a high school dropout? Let's check. 31 years old. He could be, with that half-closed state of his eyes right now. So yes, he may be a high school dropout. I don't know. But more importantly, why would Fisher use Chambers' gun instead of his own? Simple, to frame Chambers.
Objection.
Let's not go through this again. If Fisher used Chambers' gun, then Chambers had to be unconscious. But we found no chemical substance in him. Besides, it would have taken too long to get Chambers' gun. Erlenmeyer would have had more than enough time to attack Fisher. Well, I predicted this part right here. Okay. Yes, it seems highly illogical for Fisher to have used the defendant's gun. Objection is sustained. Please continue, Mr. Meekins. That's why there's no doubt Chambers was the true perpetrator of this crime, ma'am. Miss Poole, you said that this testimony would remove all doubt, but it's nothing more than conjecture. It's not conjecture, it's logic. Well, it's not evidence. Weren't you the one who kept on telling us how important it is? I'll admit that it isn't a decisive eyewitness account, but every single piece of evidence points towards the defendant. Actually, I have enough reason, and if I were to say it's decisive or not, wow, what's with the pause there? I don't know. To say it is decisive or not decisive, I would have to say the former. What? Why didn't you tell me about it? You said those 2 reasons would be enough. Tell us the reason already. Of course, I'm probably going to regret saying that. Are you sure you won't like it? Out with it, man. Add it to your testimony at once. Alright. When I left the victim's cell, only Erlenmeyer, Chambers, and Fisher were there, ma'am. I have a feeling this is probably going to contain a contradiction of sorts. Let's see, not that one, not that one. Okay, nothing changed at all. Okay. So looks like we need to... Wait, why is the playwright treating this as new text? Like, really? Alright. Okay, there he is. And he wasn't and he wasn't suspicious. Wow, well, you gotta give him credit for saying Fisher's alibi. Not as good as I didn't do it, though. Okay, let's see, okay, I'm gonna present it and probably receive a penalty. You know, it's all good whenever the screen turns black here for around a second. I did it! You seem to have seen Fisher in half an hour earlier. But that is impossible! You see, Mr. Fisher gave us a testimony saying that he was knocked unconscious. At the time you claimed to have met Mr. Fisher, he was asleep. You're right. What is the meaning of this? Objection. You're overlooking an important fact. Fisher's testimony contradicts Meekin's testimony. It's one man's word against another, not testimony against evidence. In that case, which one is telling the truth? Well, usually in a situation like this, it's both. Both of them are telling the truth. I'll just give you the penalty now and get over with it. No, it's true. Beacons has no reason to lie, and Fisher was found unconscious with that bruise. Objection. But they can't both be right. Their testimonies contradict each other. Beacons is telling that folks. Wow, actually, there is a way that they don't. Explain yourself, Mr. Justice. Nope. Beacons will, no, wait a second. Roland Meyer had that twig, so there might be two Fishers. You know what? I'm gonna say this. If there was one Fisher doing one thing and one Fisher doing another thing, yes, then there had to be two Fishers that night. Objection. Now Meekins is saluting me for my impossible claim. That's impossible. There's only one Shawno Fisher. It is the only way for both testimonies to be true. Fine. If you're so confident in this little theory of yours, let's see you prove it. Tell us who the other Fisher was and give us evidence he was there that night. First, let's see what that evidence that proves that there were two Fishers. Alright. I'll show you that evidence. And put it on your head! Alright, so, who was the person? It's not Fisher, it's Erlenmeyer. This wig was found inside Clooney's prison. We know. Your Honor, please close your eyes. Objection. You're supposed to be proving who the other Fisher was. If you play along, it will become crystal clear to you, too. Objection overruled. Let's see where Mr. Justice is going with this. $10, it's a play to run away. Anyway, close your eyes and... Wait, I just realized... I don't think gambling is part of the court system in America. This game takes place in... Well, this fan game takes place in America, and hardly in Japan. Anyways, close your eyes and picture Mr. Fisher. Now, imagine him wearing that wig with a gray mustache. Okay. You have that picture in mind? Yes. Now open your eyes. Did your mental image look anything like... this? It did! But... why did you prepare an edited photograph of Mr. Fisher like that? No, that's not all. This isn't an edited photograph. It's a picture of the victim, Robert Erlenmeyer. Here with, Apollo Justice. Oh yeah, that is its actual pursuit theme. Okay. Erlenmeyer's wig and mustache were fake, and he removed them to fool Meekins.
Objection.
Erlenmeyer is the only one it couldn't have been. Do I need to remind you he was dead at the time? Wow, I'm just predicting every word of Jessica's over there. Was he? Of course! If you're so convinced that he's dead, why don't you show me some evidence? Like, say, the corpse! Mr. Justice, what are you saying? This whole incident wasn't a murder at all. It was a prison break by Fisher to get his twin brother out of jail. Order! Wait. But they both have different last names. Why is it his twin brother? Okay, Mr. Justice, please explain what you believe happened in this context. Well, I already explained how they actually got Erlenmeyer out of the prison. Fisher sent Chambers a letter with a plan, the gun, and the uniform, pretending to be Erlenmeyer. He promised to tell Chambers about the mysterious bus crimes, knowing he would come. It was just a setup to break Erlenmeyer out. But there's a big hole in your theory. And Meekins is probably still standing over there. You're thinking, when can I be at ease, sirs? There's a big hole in your theory. You've explained how Chambers was lured into Cluny Prisoners Island, and how Erlenmeyer walks it out. But you've told us nothing about what happened at Erlenmeyer's cell. For Fisher and Erlenmeyer to do this, Chambers would have needed to be unconscious, right? Yes. But we found no drugs in the defendant's body. Hey, oh, forgot about Rhea. Come on, Apollo, this has been the biggest hole in our case the entire trial. If you can do it, then it'll be a breeze after this. So, can you do it or not? Because the moment you run out of explanations is the moment you lose the case. I'll do it. In the next episode! Hey, next time in Turnabout... Yeah, I already told you what's gonna happen next episode. See you then!